of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power.
It's good, but it's not.
That Jay-Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes.
I have my own theory on the Nicki Minaj thing, the way she's associating herself with Trump, and why she's rooting for him publicly even though she's getting some backlash all over the internet. And I really think she do agree with him on many things, but I do feel like she's making it publicly because she's probably looking for protection. You know from who? You know who I'm talking about.
You ruined hip-hop, you ruined football, you ruined basketball, you ruined touring, you ruined Instagram, you ruined Twitter. The jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And she also is saying, she's mentioning Desiree, who is one of Jay.
Did the FBI just expose Nicki Minaj for going MAGA to protect herself from Jay-Z? Nicki has been having a one-sided beef with Jay-Z these last few months, but a recent FBI report that got leaked just proved that the beef isn't actually as one-sided as we thought. Apparently, Roc Nation has invested millions of dollars into destroying her, and their plan is to allegedly get her diagnosed with mental illness so they can throw her into a guardianship and rob her of all her money. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you already know that Nicki has been on Jay-Z's neck these last few months, accusing him of trying to not just end her career, but her life, too. She really started going off about this after she got into it with Megan Thee Stallion back in 2024. Now, because of this, people really weren't taking her seriously at all. They dismissed everything she said and accused her of making things up because she's jealous that Megan is the IT girl right now and not her. There was also some tension between her and Jay-Z after this, regarding his refusal to allow Lil Wayne to perform at the Super Bowl, and this only made things worse.
Here's everything you need to know about why Nicki Minaj is putting Jay-Z on blast and why fans think that Nicki Minaj warned us that this day would come. For those who don't know, after Kendrick Lamar was announced as the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show performer, Nicki Minaj took to X and made posts that fans believe were about Jay-Z. This is because Nicki Minaj and many other people believe that Lil Wayne should have been the Super Bowl halftime show performer because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans, where Lil Wayne was born and raised. Nicki stated in her first post, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne, the GOAT, Nolo, what's good? Nicki even pointed out that Eminem stood firm on the fact that he would not perform at the Super Bowl if 50 Cent was not included. Nicki continued on, got everything in the world, still spiteful and evil, disgusting, be happy a bag, go be happy in rap business, in women business, when you got the politicians and the police, you good though. Plus that ugly Laffy Taffy alien. She then said, go enjoy your money before it's too late. People think this is also about Jay-Z because there's been a lot of speculation that a lot of people high up in the industry have been involved in a lot of shady dealings, and that all of that might come to light soon the way it did for.
Anyway, soon after this, reports started going around that Nicki's life was being threatened. Apparently, the police were called to her house after her neighbor called to report multiple shots coming from her house. The person who made the call even said Nicki was down and that she was losing a lot of blood. But when the police pulled up, they confirmed that it was actually a SWAT call. Someone literally made this up and called the police to her house for no reason. And the crazy thing is, this wasn't the first time someone had actually done something like this. Back in 2023, there was a similar incident when someone called the police to make false allegations against Nicki and her husband, Kenneth Petty. The person claimed that Nicki and her husband were inappropriately messing with their then 4-year-old son. Even after months of police investigation, they said they couldn't find the person behind the calls. It wasn't until Nicki took matters into her own hands by hiring a private investigator that they finally found out who was behind the calls. To the woman who made those swatting calls to my home, was it worth it, Dumbo? She said in another tweet, Stephanie Bell, a warrant is in the system. Great detective work. So grateful. The DA filed 1 count for the swatting call and 1 for the false report to DCFS. To God be the glory. Now you'd think that this would stop here, but it didn't. There was another attempt on her life, and this time, Nicki claimed that it was food poisoning. She posted a photo of her Outback order with, "We love you, Barb," written on the bag. Nicki said she didn't understand how the people who prepared her order even knew the food was being delivered to her, and she suspected someone on her team had disclosed that information to put her in danger. She said, "Thank God I don't eat the food in this place." Imagine seeing this written on a brown paper bag. Why would a person placing an order say who it's for? Odd. She also said in another tweet that she didn't feel safe ordering food anymore because something fishy was going on, and that she will not be buying food from Outback ever again. "I don't care how long it takes to get an Op back. I will never eat again at Outback." But you see, as I said earlier, even before this mess happened, Nicki was already accusing Roc Nation of trying to ruin her career by sabotaging her Pink Friday 2 tour. If y'all remember, during her stop at Amsterdam for the tour, she got arrested upon arrival because the Dutch police had received a tip that she had soft substances in her luggage. They've been trying everything they possibly can to try to stop this tour. They took my luggage, and when I asked where it is, they said it's on the plane. It couldn't have been. I just pulled up. They're being paid big money to try to sabotage my tour because so many people are mad that it's this successful and they can't eat off me. They got caught stealing money from my travel/jets, got fired, got mad. This is how they plant things in your luggage.
Was that allegedly Jay-Z and Roc Nation is behind this? Jay-Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song Bigfoot, Goodfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So from what I'm being told, was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because you know, in the industry, they can get you set up with all kinds of charges, all right? It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her because her husband is her protection, which we know that. But we Nation is looking to bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going broke, or needing to constantly tour because she's close to being broke. So, Luke set up and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign the Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation," we all thought he was crazy.
Oh, and remember what I said earlier about Roc Nation allegedly trying to put her in a guardianship? Well, Tasha K spilled that tea, and people actually believe what she said makes a lot of sense.
This is not something that is like a conspiracy theory. This shit actually happens. But if they're able to separate Nicki and Kenny, that makes Nicki vulnerable because your husband is your power of attorney. Your husband is your signator on all of your accounts in the event anything goes wrong. Michael wasn't married. Britney Spears was married, but of course they control all of that. And so the mere fact that all these narratives are out about Kenny stealing this to buy chains and buy that, that's not what it is. It's like, you know, they got doctors that are giving out these diagnoses saying that she's schizophrenic and bipolar and all of this stuff. And then Kenny's now here. You know, she trusts Kenny. Of course, they've known each other since they were kids. Their families know each other. And so Kenny is just in the way. And so what do? You create narratives to try to separate, because if you separate, then you can divide and conquer. And so that's what it's about. You know, she's going into her latter years and, you know, there's a lot of money on the line and she's worth a lot, but Kenny is in the way. And so, yeah, I mean, look at what they're doing to Wendy Williams. Had Wendy would have still been with Kelvin, they wouldn't have been able to put her under a conservatorship because she has a husband. So, you know, and like I said, there was only one that was accused of stealing. We're going to leave it at that. Okay?
Y'all gonna stop twisting my damn words. Nicki Minaj ain't got no schizophrenia. They tried to 5150 Kanye for being bipolar. It's a mood disorder. Then turned around and attempted to seize his assets just because he was talking his ish. Meanwhile, Wendy Williams is sitting in a luxury hospital suite while her lawyers spend her money. Michael Jackson's gone, and Britney Spears had to flee the US to Mexico just to feel free after years under that conservatorship. What part don't y'all understand? This is a systemic industry takedown meant to make her look incapable of managing her own money. And let's be clear, Kenny, the husband, is in the way. All this started after she tweeted about that damn COVID vaccine. Now, as usual, people didn't take Tasha seriously either because, honestly, this is a lot to digest. But when you think about it, it's really not that hard to believe at all. The industry has done this to many celebrities, including Britney Spears and Wendy Williams. So why is Nicki any different? And it looks like Nicki has chosen a side that she feels can protect her, since no one seems to be taking her seriously. MAGA Minaj has been trending ever since Nicki came out as a full-blown Trumpy. And baby, everyone is dragging her down to hell for it. Word on the street is Nicki isn't just supporting Republicans because she's some broke, homophobic maniac. She's doing this to protect herself from Jay-Z.
We won't be silenced ever again. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen.
And just recently, Nicki went on live, slamming Jay-Z for being bitter and jealous. I don't know if she means he's jealous of her, but baby, if that's what she meant, she might want to pipe down a little bit. I mean, yes, Jay did her dirty, but I don't think that man is jealous of her. That's a bit crazy when you think about it.
That Jay-Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes, allegedly. Why is it always the same story? So that means Nas made all of that stuff up. DMX made all of that stuff up. He was beefing for a minute with 50, with Dame and Dipset for a while. And isn't it interesting how many feuds, even with females, that he's allegedly been behind as well? What about all of the people who have made claims about their businesses or accusations about some business practices? Allegedly, of course. Are all of those people even currently right now? Are they all making it up? 55 with bots. 55 and too insecure, too crumpled up on the inside to face the real say about your ass. 55 years old and having to rely on bots. That's closer to 100 years old.
Nicki had a big fight ahead of her, and even though she thinks she's being strategic by getting in bed with MAGA, this might just come back to bite her in the back. Those people don't care about her, and whatever help she thinks she's getting from them will still not be enough to protect her from whatever Jay-Z is allegedly plotting. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, Jay and Bey are crazy. They've had people before because, as she said, police and politics are in his pocket. Another person said, as she should. She has never lied to us, not once. She's been telling us this, and y'all don't believe her because she's the angry, coked-out black woman. Time and time again, everything she's said gets proven right. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Jay-Z allegedly plotting to destroy Nicki's career? And do you really think this is why she went MAGA? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.